nice to see you again. So we're gonna go over some questions just to see how your practicum is going. So we're gonna get started.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm excited to talk about how my experience has gone.
Alright, so the first question, how has your experience gone thus far? I would say that my experience has gone great. I've been learning a lot of different things about the department that I wouldn't have known on before. Everybody else in the department is very nice and just been so helpful and supporting me through this practicum. What's something new you learned about the College of Education that you didn't know before? That there's actually like a whole regimen of things that students need to do before they actually get into the college. So the first 2 years are actually just general education courses that they take, just like every other student, but they actually have to apply to get into the program, whether if they want to be early childhood or middle adolescence or whatever. They actually have to do different sorts of things just to get into the program. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so what something that you have learned about advising students in the College of Education? So something new that I learned about advising students in the College of Education is that because they have all these different regimens that they have to fulfill, students come in very stressed because they have to meet certain requirements, so they come in asking questions that are involving mostly requirements that is needed for the program. So that's something that I've learned is that each advising appointment obviously is going to be different, but most of them have to involve what are the requirements for the program. And some students are, full on ready to get into the program. Some students need a little bit more help, or some students need a little bit more guidance. You had prior experience within advising through Latino student programs. Is there anything that was different through your experience and differences between Latino student programs and the College of Education? Latino student programs was mostly like a secondary advising, whereas College of Education is more primary, so it's like you actually get to meet students consistently, whereas LSP it's like you had to like bring in students, like you had to like convince them to come into your office, whereas at the College of Education, like, yeah, you have to convince students, but it's not as strenuous as it was in LSP. What are some projects that you have been doing during your time in your practicum? Well, a lot of the projects that I had to do with kind of the process of getting the students within the program, so like the application itself, so them applying to the program. So a lot of it was like making sure that they had like the test scores that are correct, and essentially making sure like on their documents that they have what was required, so like their GPA, the test scores, like everything that is involved in it. And so we made these packets of information for the applicant. Another project that I did was the premiere days. So we talked to several students that are interested in coming into Whitewater, transfer students, high school students, Illinois students, and so we talked about what the program offers and things like that. I wasn't much help during those times because I didn't know much at the time, but now that I have a little bit more experience and knowledge about the College of Education, I feel like I can help out in other premiere days as well. It's a few of the projects I've been doing. Most of it's like paperwork and Excel sheets and kind of, busy work, because it's like most of advising involves paperwork that I've learned. So what information has been beneficial to you? Like, what have you learned that you will probably most likely use in the future? What has been overall beneficial for me is shadowing Haley through her advising sessions, learning about different things that I didn't know about before. Like, say somebody wants to change their major. I learned that there's this thing on WINS that's called AR What If. So say they're like a early childhood major and they want to switch over to say psychology, and so you put that in WINS and you say, this student wants to do psychology, and so it shows all the credits that would transfer over and what is going to be required for them through their AR. For this last question, has this experience fulfilled what you were looking for through an academic advising experience? I generally have enjoyed my time at the College of Education. I honestly have learned several different things about advising that I didn't know of before. So I'm really glad that I got this opportunity, because now I can see that I do truly want to be an advisor. I think it's been fulfilling.